Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, this is Jose DelRio of the band Vagrants. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
The views and opinions of the guests do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of BODS Mayhem Radio Network, its staff, affiliates, or sponsors. Parental discretion is advised. Welcome to BODS Mayhem Radio Network.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I'm your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather. As always, I'm bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today, it's a huge honor and privilege to have Mr. Jose DelRio. He is the guitarist of the Vagrants. The Vagrants hail from Pensacola, Florida, and post-hardcore band The Vagrants have released their debut EP entitled Separation, which is out now on Equal Vision Records, and premiered the track Separation on Alternative Press. And they have also just released the Separation official music video, and Separation addresses the unexpected incarceration of the band's original singer. And we'll get into all this because this band has fought to get this EP out and where they started from. So Jose, man, how's it going and finally getting this stuff out there?
It feels awesome. You know, we've been sitting on these songs for a while. You know, some of them date back, I think, 2 years old or so. You know, as you said, our original vocalist, you know, there was a thing that happened and, you know, he went away, was incarcerated for a while, and that, you know, it kind of puts him in a spot. It's like, you know, what do we do? Do we find a new vocalist? A lot of things go through your head in a situation like that, you know. You almost question, you know, is it worth it? You almost start over? Could we wait till he gets out of jail? We were just trying to figure everything out. But yeah, it feels awesome to finally get these songs out there, and the response has been awesome so far. People at shows have been really digging it. It's been crazy to see people, learning the songs ahead of time and singing them at shows and singing words back to us. How's
it been working with Big Picture Media so far for you guys?
Oh, they're awesome. Annie and Becky, who work over there, are just super, super cool people. You know, we haven't met in person or anything like that, but just through email correspondence, they've just been the sweetest people and have been nothing but helpful and helping us get some really cool release spots and things like that. You know, I feel like in the state of the industry today, that stuff is more valuable than ever for anyone, especially a band like us, that's, a baby band, if you will.
So 2017, you had the debut single entitled Window Panes, and with plans in place for a follow-up EP and ready to go on tour, then, as you said, former vocalist was going to be incarcerated. This had to be a devastating blow for you guys.
Yeah, it was. I mean, like I said, we didn't really know. And funny enough, Dylan, who is the frontman of the band now, he actually was joining the band to play bass guitar. And, we were like, Nathan, the old vocalist, was like, oh yeah, Dylan can do I think he can scream, maybe he can do backup screams live or something like that, to help out. And we got that call, actually, I think the first day that Dylan was coming to practice with us, which is pretty hilarious. I got a call from our old vocalist, and he said, I'm going to jail for the next 3 months. See when I get out. And I think we were maybe a month or two out from our first tour. Yeah, and so we were about to go record the EP as well, a couple months after that. So it came at a really bad time, but I called Dylan and it's like, I heard that you can kind of scream or something. Can you do this? Do you think you can learn these songs and run the band for the first time in your life and go on tour? And, he said yes, absolutely. And he learned the songs, and his first practice came in and killed it. We were all pretty blown away because we just, didn't know what to expect, obviously. I had just met Dylan for the first time. Actually, when we recorded Window Panes, he was actually there with Nathan in the studio that day. So, it was pretty crazy.
That's what I was going to say. Dylan, man, has actually knocked this out of the ballpark. I think he fits this band perfectly with his vocals.
Yeah, I think Dylan, is a perfect fit, and he is such a sweet boy. We couldn't ask for a better person to have around. It's truly awesome being in a band with your best friends, and experiencing all the good food and awesome shows together, and it's great.
This EP, this has to be your personal album yet. I mean, I know it's your debut, but for it to be that personal so far, man, writing this EP, did it allow you guys to let go and just move forward finally?
Yeah, absolutely. All the songs on the EP are all about very personal problems, or experiences that, I went through, Dylan went through, the band went through. Every single track is a personal story. Particularly the title track, Separation, is about, what we went through with our prior vocalist, leaving the band essentially, and how that went down. And I wrote the lyrics for that literally on just my gut reaction. I was very didn't know what to do. So I said, I'm going to write a song, I'm going to get my feelings out, and I'm going to try to make sense of this. And I just sat down and I essentially wrote the whole song front to back, lyrics and instrumentally, just in my bedroom. And so it was very cathartic.
Jose DelRio directed the official music video for Separation. How was working with him on this with you guys?
Oh, Joey was awesome. Joey kind of came out of nowhere, actually. Anna Massard, who is our live photographer, she's actually on tour with us right now. Shout out to Anna. She's awesome. I hit her up and it was like, who in Florida is killing it in as far as the music videos go and stuff like that. And she recommended me to Joey, and then we reached out to Joey, who's really down to do it. And right off the bat, he had a very clear vision of what he wanted to do, and thankfully that really meshed with what we wanted to visually and conceptually, and I think he knocked it out of the park. Honestly, it was a really good experience.
It kind of puts me in mind of, and I know people are going to laugh at me, and I know they're going to chastise me for this, but I don't care. It actually puts me in mind of Metallica's One, when they were in a hanger type deal in a way.
I can see that.
It's kind of got that feel to it, man.
That's a compliment to me. I'm a huge Metallica fan, so you're not offending me whatsoever.
Metallica has saved my life, so that's a big story.
That was one of the first bands I super got into, Metallica and Megadeth, when I first started playing guitar. Actually, every Metallica song.
It's crazy to see what your favorite bands were that you listened to when you were younger to now what you're actually playing in a band. You know what I'm saying? It's it's like a total 360 of stuff.
Yeah. I've got a pretty eclectic music taste. I think everybody in the band actually does. So, we were just jamming Halsey on the way over here before you called me. So we got no shame in our game.
You like what you like regardless. That's the way I see it. If nobody likes it, the hell with them.
It's music.
That's right. What's impressed or maybe excited you the most about making the debut EP, if anything, man, at all, possibly?
I thoroughly enjoy the writing process. Well, part of what I do, when I'm home, is I write and record bands as well. So just that whole environment I'm super comfortable in, and I'm one of those, I'll just lock myself in my room for 48 hours and work on music and not be sad about that whatsoever. So I think, being in the studio was very awesome. We got to work with a producer, Matt McClellan, who's done, a few of my favorite records. We recorded at, Glow in the Dark Studios, where Under Oath and The Chariot and, some of those bands that was very influential on us recorded some of their biggest records. But honestly, just being on the road and seeing everybody's faces when we play these songs, and just the interactions we're getting, and people coming up to us after the show at the merch table, and some people this dude, we played in, I think it was New York, and he left in the middle of our set, went to our merch table, bought 2 CDs, and walked back and was holding them up, which is pretty crazy.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Working with Matt on this EP, recording it, did he get anything out of you guys extra that may have been missing, possibly, that he got out of you all?
Honestly, we spent a lot of time pre-proing out these songs and really working out the kinks, if you will, before we even got to the studio. I think what he did is add a layer of next level as far as, really helping create the vibe with it, and adding some stuff texturally to the music, and it's always great to bounce ideas off somebody. I'm pretty strong-headed when it comes to musical ideas and stuff like that. So somebody like that who can tell me, no, what you're doing sucks, or that is cool. It's nice to have that.
Yeah, for sure. I know that Separation is a personal song for you and close to you, but do you have any songs that stand out more to you right now than any if possible? I know this must change every time you listen to it, and these are close to you, but do you have any others maybe?
Honestly, Buried has been a really, really fun song to play live, which is funny. That's the oldest song out of all the songs at the EPs. I wrote that one on like Thanksgiving a couple years ago. But yeah, that one, the crowd always gets super into that one live, and I sing less in that song too, so I can go a little crazier. So it's definitely one of my favorites right now.
Who did the cover art for this EP?
Yeah, Kevin Moore of Soft Surrogate did the whole packaging for the EP, and he totally just like knocked it out of the park. We hit up Kevin, we're like, Kevin, we love your work, do your thing, and he sent us back pretty much the first draft, and we went with that, which is pretty awesome.
I always like to give the artist a little throw in there because I don't think they get enough respect on what they do for these album arts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they help, create the whole vibe of the packaging, and it all ties into sort of the universe that the band exists within, that you want to create for fans to experience.
Yeah, it's like you buy that album because of the artwork from the artist, and the band wouldn't even be recognizable if the artist hadn't done what he done for the cover art.
Yeah, I can't tell you the amount of times as a kid I would just go buy CDs based off the album art. It's like, this looks awesome. I think I heard this band's name on like TRL or something like that. Yeah. I'm gonna buy it.
I agree, man. I bought many albums just solely on the album art and be a knockout. I'd be like, holy shit, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you hope everyone takes away from this debut EP, or message you hope they hear while listening to it, or just any of Vagrants' music in general? What do you hope they get from it?
I hope people just can like relate to it and find some solace in the lyrics, and I hope that it helps people through a hard time. I hope people have fun listening to it. I hope people, are inspired to maybe pick up an instrument themselves and make some music, because it's all about having fun. And for me personally, music is definitely a way for me to, overcome some of my personal problems and things like that. It's from the get-go, music has been a tool that I've used to help me through life. So I hope other people can pick up on that maybe, and it helps them.
I want to go back to the writing aspect of this. When you were writing these songs, did this push you to physically, let your anger out, let your disappointment out? And I know it let you grow, but did this push you possibly?
I think honestly, I've always been pretty introspective, when it comes to writing music and writing lyrics in particular. And I think just with everything that we try to write, it's all written with meaning, and it's all written with purpose, and it comes from a very personal place. So I think, the songs, allowed us to really get some demons out, if you will, and, hopefully help us, find some closure.
Do you see this band still musically growing from where it started, or has it just been more of a personal growth for each of you involved in this?
I definitely see it growing musically. We're always pushing ourselves to try different things. We're working on writing some new songs right now for what will probably be our next release, and we're trying some things we've not done before. We're taking what we did do and turning it up to 11. We're like I said before, we're making music that we want to hear and that we enjoy playing, and that's personal to us. And I think that, is first and foremost. I think if you're not going to have fun playing the songs, why write the songs? Why record the songs?
Yep.
Because you're going to have to live with them for the next few years.
Yeah. If you can't stand behind your own music, how are we as fans going to stand behind it? Because we can feel what you're putting out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like to do anything differently during the writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open, to not let the music get stale or boring? Do you do anything differently?
I think, honestly, it's good to kind of step away from the song. I feel like everybody tries to cram the songs down their throats when they're getting ready to go to the studio, and they want to, get everything perfect right before they get in. They want to make sure they have all their parts down. I think sometimes that can sacrifice a little bit of the vision by doing that. You get very, tunnel vision, and you're only thinking about the demo that you wrote and how, this guitar tone has to be exactly like that. think it's good for people to step back and kind of, look at the big picture. And do you like the song for how it is? Do you like the vibe of the song? And what could you try different that would push you to do something that you didn't kind of expect, and that actually comes to a better end result?
What can fans expect at a show from Vagrants who have not got to see you guys live as of yet? What are they going to get?
Yeah, I think we're definitely a live band. Honestly, the energy is always super, super high. You can expect us to be jumping off stuff, and we don't just have the crazy stuff, making fun of ourselves on stage.
So we're living in the digital era right now of recording albums to get music out quicker, and plus we got social media to reach out to more folks. Do you like this that we're living in now?
I think it's got its pros and cons, honestly. I think the benefit of that is that people who are really passionate about your band can always get new content from you and really immerse in the universe that is your band. That's awesome. You don't have to wait for once every 2 years for Vagrants to come by small town Omaha or something like that. Because unfortunately, due to routing and things like that, it just doesn't always happen. So I think that's awesome. I think there is a lot of cons as well that come with it, just as far as everybody who probably shouldn't. Everybody has something negative to say at the end of the day, and that gives them a platform, whether it's constructive or not. People are going to use that platform to, let the world know their opinion, whether it be hurtful or not, and they kind of just walk away from it and don't realize that on the other side of the screen is a human being that they're, berating with insults or whatever. Luckily, everyone's been pretty awesome to us, but I've seen it happen so many times to my friends who are in bands, and, it's bound to happen. Can't please everybody.
That's very true. That is very true. As long as you're making music that makes you happy, there you go. That's it.
Totally.
What made you want to become a musician? What was that spark for you? I know we talked about your brother a little bit earlier, but what was that spark for you, man?
Well, I grew up in a household that was always listening to music. My dad, my parents were still together, was always listening to the radio, and then just driving around with him, and the local rock station would always be on. So my brother is 7 years older than me. He's got me into a lot of music when I was, really young. I think the first two CDs I got were like Slipknot's first album and Hybrid Theory by Linkin Park. I was probably 5-6 years old whenever that came out. I don't really remember. But yeah, so I got exposed to some really awesome stuff really early on, and that stuff's still very influential on me and how I perceive music. When my brother actually moved away and went to college, he had a guitar that my parents had got him one year for Christmas, and he actually left it at home. He never really played it, and it went to me, and I kind of fiddled with it and didn't really do anything. I didn't understand it. I didn't know how to play guitar. None of my friends played guitar. Nobody in my family played really any instrument, so I kind of just continued to collect dust. But I was like, man, that's pretty awesome. I'd love to play an instrument. When I was like 11 or 12, my parents got divorced, and me and my mom actually got evicted from the house we were living in. And because of that, we had to move to a different side of town, much rougher side of town. And it just so happened when they transferred schools, they just put me in a guitar class for some reason. I don't know why that happened, but I never played guitar before. I owned my brother's old guitar that didn't really stay in tune. I think it was an Esteban. Somebody will correct me on that, I'm sure. But yeah, so they put me in this guitar class, and I kind of just picked it up and really got immersed in it. It was my way of kind of getting away from the world, and really just, it was the first thing that I can say, minus like video games, that I felt really passionate about, minus like just like listening to music as well. But, playing guitar felt right, and I would play like 6, 7, 8 hours a day, That's all I did was just want to play guitars and, learn songs. And I actually started writing songs pretty early, really terrible songs, but, the musical bone was one that I always, felt really strong about. So yeah, I just continued to do that. And then, just like everybody else, when you play guitar for a few months, you're like, I want to start a band. So you find some people your age to start jamming with, and terrible, but so much fun.
You're actually right on the Esteban guitar, because I actually had one myself.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. It's like a Les Paul, but it had like Strat pickups, like 3 single soil pickups.
Mine was an acoustic one, so I had that one.
Okay. Gotcha.
And when I got it, I was like, Esteban? Really?
Yeah, apparently he's like a pretty awesome guitar player. I don't know if
he is.
actually listened to him, but
he's phenomenal. He's a great guitar player, actually. But what about Slipknot? I know you said you're a Slipknot fan. Are you kind of anxious of the new Slipknot CD getting ready to come out?
Oh, I think it's going to be awesome. I've liked it pretty much every Slipknot record, since I got into them on their like self-titled.
Yeah.
The newest single they put out was pretty awesome, and it kind of harkens back to their older stuff, but I'm a fan, so I'm ready to hear it.
Me too, my friend. Me too.
You like Slipknot?
Oh God, yeah. I got they're in my top 3 bands.
Yeah, for sure.
Metallica #1, of course, then Black Label, then Slipknot for sure.
Very nice. It's a strong top 3.
And then 4, I go back to my old school punk days. I go back to the original Misfits. So.
Oh yeah, dude, that was huge for me. I was super into the Misfits in high school.
Oh yeah.
Super into the Misfits. I like the Glenn Danzig stuff and the Michael Graves stuff. I like it all.
Finally, somebody that's on the same page with me. They're both great. I mean, they both are.
They're different. Yes. You got to appreciate it for what it is.
Exactly. What
it's
about
like dairy and almond milk?
Yeah. Is there a country that stands out or shocks you that Vagrants get support from, or the music even gets played in, that you could see here possibly lately or anything?
Yeah, honestly, it kind of blew my mind. Like every other band, we watch our analytics and stuff like that on, say, Spotify or whatever, and seeing engagement in India, in Asia, in Australia, these places that we've only dreamed about visiting. And there's people there that are connecting with their music. People in South America, it's honestly mind blowing. It's weird to think people in the U.S. enjoy our music and want to come see our band, let alone a different continent.
What shocks me is I watch these festivals, and they could be a festival, say, over in Indonesia somewhere, or even over in Israel somewhere, or a place where English is not a language. And these folks are
primary language,
and these folks are actually singing back the lyrics in English, and I'm like, how in the hell is this happening?
Perfectly. Yeah, perfectly. Like it's nothing.
Right. And it's
love for music, man.
Exactly, dude. I have said this since day one. Music is so much a relief and therapy for folks. It's not even funny.
Oh, yeah, especially like that, when you rarely get an artist that comes to say, Turkey or something like that. Your favorite band comes, I'm sure it's just incredible for them. I can only imagine. We're so spoiled in the U.S. as far as, the amount of artists that we have touring every year. It's pretty mind-boggling.
I watched Black Stone Cherry at a festival a couple years ago. All they did was Ben went into a song. He just struck the chord. Chris started singing the first verse. That was it. It was done. The crowd took over. Wow.
Yeah, I saw them probably 2009 at some festival near me.
Yep.
It was an hour away. I went, and actually, I think Avenged Sevenfold was supposed to headline that year, but they canceled or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was a freshman.
Is there a band on your bucket list that you would like to tour with, or even maybe do an old school album split with?
Metallica. That'd be super sick. Slipknot, Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, and
any of those would be awesome.
That's awesome. Folks, Vagrants is on tour right now with select dates of Mice and Men, Secrets, Parkway Drive, and Wage War. You want to get out and check this band out. You won't be disappointed. Also, get out and pick up their debut EP, which is entitled Separation, and check out their music video for Separation. This band has been through hell, but the perseverance is still there. They're not giving up. So, Jose, my friend, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, tour dates, things like that? How can they do that?
Yeah. So, of course, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's facebook.com/vagrantsband. Instagram is @vagrantsband. Twitter is @vagrants_band. We've got a new website going up, I think, in the next couple of days, to www.vagrantsband.com. And find us on Spotify, find us on YouTube, find us on Apple Music. Come say hey and come out to a show and get a nice sweaty hug or a high five.
Before I let you go, Jose, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody, this is Jose DelRio of the band Vagrants. You're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour.
Everybody stick around. We got some great stuff coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Please get out and check out our Facebook page. It has our podcast link, plus our YouTube link, and hopefully soon our Twitch link. And also get out and check out the Vagrants. Check out their EP called Separation, and I guarantee you guys will like this band. Jose, thank you so much for being on the show, and I wish you guys the best of luck, my friend.
Thank you so much, John. It was a pleasure, my friend.